not taxing the people £169.50 a year to keep your gravy train a-rolling, son. Aye, it's me again, and the boss of the BBC is either completely delusional or just hanging on for dear life, according to this article I stumbled across. Take a look at this one with me, look. Ahead of licence fee rise next month, BBC boss Tim Davie rejects idea of commercial model. The boss of the BBC is rejecting the idea of the BBC going commercial. This is the man that, before he was Director General of the BBC that you pay your licence fee to, was the boss of BBC Studios, a huge commercial business. BBC Studios own UK TV, Dave Gold yesterday, all of that stuff, that show adverts on BBC stuff. But Tim Davie rejects the idea of a commercial model. BBC Studios, who Tim Davie used to run, has recently acquired 100% of BritBox International, which charges subscriptions similar to some other streaming services you may be able to name. But no, the boss of the Tim Davie rejects an idea of a commercial model. Is he just completely out of touch, or is he just hanging on by a thread to this about £4 billion a year they get from TV licensing that they do not deserve? Let's have a look. I went off a bit earlier than I thought on this. I haven't even read the bloody article yet. Let's get on with it. Speaking to the UK Tonight with Sarah Jane Me show on Sky News, I think that is, Tim Davie said, in my view, it would be actually the wrong choice for society who we are. There are bigger things at play here if you just have a commercial market. I don't want to see our media market look exactly like America. This is a choice for all of us. It's not imposed by the BBC. It's in choice for what kind of media market we have. Who made you the boss of deciding what kind of media market we have? The best way to sort out what kind of media market we have is to leave it to the free market to decide. At the moment, so many people out there believe there is no other choice about paying the licence fee. You own a TV, you have to pay. It's not true, but people believe that. But ITV are managing to survive and thrive and make some better stuff than you, BBC, being just commercial. And they make a lot of profit. And the boss of ITV earns a lot more than you do, sunshine. So it's not all bad, is it? ITV, Channel 4 also manages to survive being commercial. Channel 5, God knows how, has also managed to survive being commercial. So let's have a look at the streaming giants then, because they have huge budgets and huge amounts of debt. So Netflix, for instance, was famously a subscription service. It still is. But the bottom tier subscription now, which I believe is $4.99 a month, you get some adverts in there. Very similar to my Discovery Plus. I have the bottom tier of Discovery Plus, and I believe it's $3.99 a month I pay for that, but I do get some ads. So I'm paying them directly, and I'm being exposed to adverts. They're getting their cake and eating it. This is normal now. Even Amazon is doing the same thing. This is what the market dictates, Tim Davie, not taxing the people £169.50 a year to keep your gravy train a-rolling, son. Mr. Davie recognised the need for licence fee reform, but added, I'm not here just simply drive the licence fee higher. I haven't seen this interview. I'm going to have a look for it, because there's no way the man said that with a straight face. No way. That's not my job. My job is to make sure that every household gets good value for money. When are you going to start this then, Tim? When are you going to start this, mate? Because all we're hearing is cuts. Cuts. You're changing local radio. Cuts. There's loads of articles out. You're either cutting 1,000 hours of new programming this year or 100 hours of new programming this year. No one seems to know. You've knackered news. You've changed the way that works so that you can show adverts in other markets, just not in the UK. And you've knackered Newsnight, from what I gather. And you still keep commissioning Mrs. Brown's Boys, but we'll let that one pass for now. So that's every household getting good value for money. Okay. And currently, nearly every adult uses the BBC every month. So we are offering what we think good value. They're not watching BBC One every month. A BBC service, that means. I accidentally sometimes, when I'm looking at the weather, stumble across bbc.com/weather or whatever it is. Does that make me a user of the BBC? In his eyes, yes. Speaking at the Royal Television Society event in London to discuss the future direction of the BBC and its role in the UK, Mr. Davey revealed the corporation will be launching its biggest ever consultation process next year for the public to drive the debate on its future. Okay. Do you believe any of that? Do you believe that the corporation will be launching its biggest ever consultation process? Not for a bloody second. They're not interested in it. And to be fair, I can see why. All right. If someone was gifting me £4 billion a year and not asking for results in return, would I want to give it up? Of course I bloody wouldn't. Why would I want to go and make my own money and have to suffer the pressures of a commercial market when I can just sit on my arse, not worry about anything? Everyone's getting their pension. We've got expense accounts over here. We've got a lovely big building just off Regent Street and £4 billion a year coming in. And over here, we're allowed to trade commercially, still using the same name. Of course I wouldn't want to give it up. Of course I would fight to the death to keep it. Of course I would. But I'm not on that side of the fence. You know, I'm on the side of the fence of the poor British people who are struggling, and I don't understand why we have to pay the BBC £169.50 a year in order to watch other channels. Even if I don't watch any BBC channels, I don't watch BBC One, BBC Two, whatever other BBC channels there are nowadays, don't watch live TV. But let's say I watch live TV, but I just didn't watch BBC stuff. I only watched ITV, Channel 5, Sky Sports, whatever. I still have to pay the BBC £169.50 in order to watch Sky Sports, even if I don't watch any BBC stuff. And that's okay, is it? How have they got away with this scam? That is a scam. That's the definition of a scam, isn't it? How have they got away with it for so long? So do you think they will be launching their biggest ever consultation process next year for the public to drive the debate on its future? Well, I'm the public. I don't like to blow my own trumpet, obviously, but I think I'm at 36, 37 million views on my TV licensed videos. Now, I know a lot about it. I've got a lot of skin in the game. I've got a lot of contacts in TV licensing debate in this kind of sphere. We all kind of talk. Do you think any of us will be reached out to help in this debate, to drive the debate on the future of the TV license fee? Because if they're not going to ask the public, and that includes people speaking out on it, about it, then it's not a fair debate, is it? What do you think about this? I don't know how the man talks with a straight face sometimes. I really don't. I mean, they got their price rise. They're now £169.50 a year. Congratulations. With any luck, it'll be the last one you get. They've already said that there's because the TV license is in by Royal Charter, right? If you don't know, and that expires in 2027. But there is a mid-charter review that they can conduct halfway through the charter, and that's now. Did it happen last year or this year? It makes no difference. They come out and said, Lucy Fraser, our Culture and Media Secretary, said, well, we can't adjust the funding during the midterm review. Then what's the point of having the bloody midterm review, Lucy? So nothing's going to happen to the licence fee till 2027. But if they were going to be made to go commercial or subscription or something, they would need to be told now. Because it will take they'll claim it won't, obviously. Of course it doesn't if you pull your finger out your arse. But they will claim it takes them a few years to get everything ready to switch over to their new commercial fuel or whatever. You know the wording they'll use. They'll ponce it right up, won't they? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. But it's getting interesting. And the fight is spicing up a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you want to read this whole article as well, I'll cover most of it. It goes on. It does go on a bit and all. If you want to read all of it, there's a link in the description thing below. Click that, have a read, whatever. And while you're down there, leave your comments and everything as well. Let me know what you think about this and hit all the buttons and all of that stuff. Because if you do that, hopefully I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.